from LA, moved here from Sweden, and now I do that for a living with this rumbler of everything.
Yeah.
And I'm Tanner, and I am the bassist. I slap the fat strings.
Yeah.
Tanner slaps all the fat things, you know.
I'm a
It's
fat
just the
man.
way of life at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, thank you for having us.
I'm
This is great. I'm excited.
Thank you for coming.
Of course.
How did you guys get the name?
Honestly, when we started out, we actually had a 2-singer setup. So it was me and a girl named Isabel, and she was amazing, crazy screamer. And we were sitting around at our house at the time, just sort of brainstorming like image and sound and name. And she just said uncompliant. And the funny thing about the word uncompliant too is the fact that the proper dictionary definition of something that isn't compliant is non-compliant. So the name uncompliant in and of itself is uncompliant, which is a funny little trivia to know that the name itself is what it says it is, because it's supposed to be non-compliant if you're following the dictionary and like language and linguistics.
That's pretty cool.
And it's really about being that, like, not complying to, in a society, especially today, you know, where you see right wing just conservative opinions getting whatever they want in terms of controlling people and women's bodies, which is insane to me.
Yeah.
Just the fact of like being someone who is not afraid to not comply with whatever society tells you is the right thing to do, or is okay and not okay, or taboo or not taboo, and just being willing to stand up for that. Long answer, but there we go.
Yeah. So I'm going to start off with a hard one here. What do you want to leave as your legacy?
Oh my God. I mean, I'm going to let Tanner take that one first because I have a long answer. So Tanner, you go, boy.
Oh, way to put the pressure on me. All right. What do I want to leave as my personal legacy or legacy as a band?
Well, I normally go with personal, but everybody goes strictly to band. So you can do point 1, point 2. It's not a, I mean, column A, column B situation.
I mean, I'll do the band, Tanner, if you want to do your personal. I got it for the band.
Well, personally, I want to be the bassist that everybody can play with, that everybody can jam with, that everybody could have a good and a fun time with, and be able to just be themselves.
Yeah, man. I mean, there's so many bass players like that too, that like have succeeded in that throughout the years of being, you know, you mention a session bass player's name and everyone from every genre is like, oh yeah, I've recorded with that guy, or like, oh yeah, I used to play with that guy. Like that's such a cool goal too, to me, to have. And for me personally and for the band, it's always been about if I can write a song that, or perform a song that helps someone through a hard time in the same way that music has helped me through hard times when I grew up.
Yeah.
If someone tells me that, like, hey, this song that you guys wrote helped me through a really hard time, and like it really got me through feeling really shitty about myself, or dealing with a divorce or a death in my family, or whatever it may be, then I've done my job. Like then I can die happily. If someone has had, even one person has had that use of a song that I've written, that would be what I want to be my legacy, is just to have that effect on someone, just for them to have experienced that and have had help through that. Definitely.
Is there one song that you think describes you that you could send somebody?
Of that I've written, or any song at all?
No, any song at all. It could be one you've written, or I'll give you a twofer.
Okay, so one I've written, one I haven't. I haven't. God, it would probably be From the Inside by Linkin Park. It's probably a good description of that, of the way I've lived my life, and just take everything from the inside, throw it all away, like just throw it out there. Yeah. And for writing, I think a song we have, an acoustic song, or a slower song that we have, would be Things Will Change. It's probably the one for me that describes, if I would send someone one song that's like the most intimate and me, it would probably be either Things Will Change or our song Ashamed, because our song Ashamed is about my mom, so that one is also, of course, has like a very close connection. But I think Things Will Change would be mine. What about you, Tanner?
Songs that we've written, I would say probably Neck Breakers, just because
Yeah,
just
I was
because
thinking that too.
of how we put it together, and it's just very fast paced and like fun.
Yeah,
I like it. It's fun.
yeah. I mean, it's a 2 minute 30 song. It's over before it started.
But and I would say, ooh, I actually just downloaded a song right now that I feel hits pretty close to me, and it's called "Self-Made Black Hole" by Landmarks.
All
Okay.
right.
Yeah,
I'll have
that
to check
one.
that out later.
Yeah, no, it's a very good song. I love it.
So, who got you into music in general?
Oh my god,
Like,
in general,
yeah.
I mean, I think that would be. I grew up with two parents that my dad was very into music and listened to a lot, and my mom used to be a musician and played in an ABBA cover band her whole like younger adult life. So one person being very into music and one person having been a musician, I think that combo just sort of got me into it.
Yeah, I think it was more of my dad for me,
Yeah.
especially when he would take me in like little car rides out to his work, which is like 30 minutes away. We'd be driving over the grade hill and everything and listening to like Tom Petty CDs and Electric Light Orchestra, Carlos Santana.
So, if you could pick your own bill, who would you want on it? Locally or not locally?
Oh, that's a hard one. I mean, I would instantly say Linkin Park, but like they're not playing
Yeah.
anymore. But like Linkin Park for sure. I'd love to play with Starset, mainly because we've almost played with them twice now, which in Ventura when they've come through.
Okay.
And Tan, I know you have a lot of bands that like you've been excited to play with before. I know that's like a
Yeah.
big thing for you. I mean, I Prevail we would fit well with too.
I Prevail. I would say even with like oh, why am I forgetting the name right now? Oh, Ice Nine Kills.
Yeah, Ice Nine Kills and
Kills.
Motionless in White and the Black Little Brides tour that just happened. I was like, oh my god, why did they?
Yeah, the
like
Trinity of Terror tour.
Yeah, I mean, it was so good, and like, I know I talked to Dan. I used to work management with Black Little Brides for a while, and when I remember asking Dan, their manager, when they were coming through LA, if they had an opener, and for the whole tour they had Andy Biersack's wife, whose artist name is now Lilith Lily Tsar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lilith Tsar.
They had her open the whole thing, but I watched that show and I was like, this would have been perfect. Like it would have been so good.
Yeah,
it would have been such a good fit. But no, Starset I'd want to open with, mainly because like they do such a themed thing. They have such a theatrical show, and we have the whole image. Like I'm in some kind of makeup today, but we all do the the body paint and everything for every live show we do. So we definitely have that sort of performance flair that makes us fit very well with bands like Motionless or Black Little Brides, or even bands like In This Moment. Same thing there, because they have such or Avatar, like they have such a stage visual interest, in the band.
Yeah.
So we fit in right well with that.
What was your first concert ever?
Billy Talent.
Really?
Was mine. Yeah, that was mine.
Really?
That was my first one in Sweden, Billy Talent. And they got opened for by a local Swedish emo band at the time. This was in like 2005, 2006.
I haven't heard that name in a while.
Right? Like Fallen Leaves and like
Yeah.
like they're great songs. They're great musicians. Like it was so much fun. I had a great time. I was like fucking 14, 13. Like I was young, but
Mine was my parents took me to the Goo Goo Dolls.
Okay.
Oh shit, that's a good one
Goo Goo
too.
Dolls.
That's tight.
Yeah, we had box seats too. Box
Ooh,
seats.
that's
Yeah,
nice.
so we got the treatment.
Yeah, right. I was
Yep.
there like with my 13-year-old friends, fucking waiting in line forever and just standing, trying not to be crushed by 20-year-old Billy Talent fans. It was great, and I was like 5'3" at the time. I was small.
So with the Google Dolls, there's only one song that they have that actually creeps me out.
Which one?
Slide.
Yeah,
Oh,
slide is a little
Yeah.
slide is
Okay,
a little creepy.
so I'm not the only one. Okay.
Oh no. I'm with you on that.
Is there any songs that creep you out? Like the lyrical content?
Oh my God, what's the song by Clawfinger? They do a song called. Um, oh my God, what is it called?
Creep me out.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Clawfinger has a song that's like creepy as hell. They have one that's really.
You know what song really used to really creep me out?
Yeah.
Spiders by
Yeah.
System of a Down.
Really?
Yeah. No, I can
Yeah.
see that.
Yeah, that song used to really creep me out.
Is it the lyrical content or is it something about it?
I guess it's both. I guess, and just the way he like projects his voice in it just creeped me out. It just sent a weird vibe in me, but it was good. I liked it, but definitely a little bit creepy.
There we go. The song "Little Baby" by Clawfinger.
Okay.
I mean that song is about someone's sister or something being molested as a young child. So like it's very
wow.
lyrically, it's very disturbing. It's a beautiful song how it's put, but it is disturbing once you start like listening to the lyrics and being like, yeah, no, this is about something that's really really messed up. So yeah, no, that would be the song for me for sure.
I'm gonna say Genesis. What do you call it? Land of Confusion.
Yeah, Land of Confusion is too. Yeah, once you really get into the political meaning of those lyrics, yeah, dude.
Well, not even that though. The music video.
Oh yeah, the original music video. Yeah, I always actually. That's funny you mentioned that because Genesis, Land of Confusion. The very first song I ever sang on stage was in a music school in Sweden that I attended, and we did the Disturbed cover of Land of Confusion. And I was a drummer at the time. I was a drummer for 10 years before I started singing full time.
Really?
And yeah, and it was the first time I sang on stage was Land of Confusion, but the Disturbed version of it.
I have to hear that. That'd be freaking great.
Yeah, it was fun. I don't know if there's anything from that, but I mean, the Disturbed version of that song is amazing too. It's really good. It's a good version. I love that band. David Draymond is such an inspiration as a singer. He's amazing.
Except for your band, what band do you think is underrated?
Underrated?
That should be blown up by now.
I gotta say Fate Destroyed. I don't know if you were with me on that, Tanner, but they are sort of going places, but like they're super tight.
I'm 100% with you on that. 100% with you on that.
Or why am I forgetting their name right now? Who we opened up with at 1720 Warehouse.
Sirens. Oh my God.
Yeah, Screams of Sirens.
Yeah.
Screams of Sirens.
Yeah, they're super good too. Amazing metalcore act. Like they're so technically talented.
Mm-hmm. And their live performance is just
they were
especially the singers. His live performance, his projection is out. It was
insane.
World.
It was so good. It was absolutely crazy good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that. I mean, I have a lot of like. I mean, a band that I wanted to blow up in 2015 was Starset, and they did. Like they're huge now. So I'm glad that happened. Same with Avatar. I don't know if you know the Swedish band Avatar. Their frontman is a clown.
Yeah, I've seen them live.
Yeah, I saw them live in Gothenburg in like a small dive bar when they were first starting out, and I was like, I hope that they managed to pull this off, because like their whole thing is so funny and it's so well executed. They're the one band I've seen that has done something to a mic stand that I've never seen done. So their backup vocalist, the guitarist and bass player, their mic stands stand up on a swivel, but it's on a joint at the bottom, and they can kick it over and it falls to the ground, and then it has a little stick that they can press on with their foot and it swivels back up again. So they
Oh,
keep
really?
like pushing it out of the way and it lays down on the ground, and then they push a thing on the mic stand and it swivels right back up again.
Oh,
So they
that's
like get it out of the way, and they have all this room on stage to run around. And it was just an inventive thing they did really early on that gave them more stage space when they were playing, you know, smaller stages where they didn't have room to have a mic just stand in the way all the time. So just they're really talented in that sense of like coming up with weird ways to solve for logistics when you play smaller places.
So what is your pretty much pet peeve on stage of like fan wise? Like,
What do you mean?
Like with heckling or whatever? Like, is
Oh,
there?
it's drunk people, really drunk people. That is, I had a situation when the first time we played Bar Sinister here in LA in 2019. So their stage is built in the way that in the front of the stage they don't have like a barricade, but on the stage there's a little fence, and it's only about 2 feet high. So when you get up to the front of the stage, you have this little like 2-foot fence that you can put your foot on, which I do a lot. I have a bad habit of like always, you know, having a foot up on a monitor, on a fence or whatever. And I did that talking to the crowd between 2 songs, and this drunk guy grabs my leg like really violently.
Oh my
and he's like,
god!
it's good to see you again. And I'm like looking at him like, I don't know this man. I have no idea who he is. And he's like, I met you here in 2016. And I'm like, I didn't even live in the US in 2016, but sure. Hi, dude. Nice to see you. Hope you're having a good time. And he just kept being insistent that like he knows me, and I brought him here and I introduced him to this venue. And I'm like, I don't know who you are. Like, I have no idea. It was to the point where I was like, that's my leg, man. You don't have to grab it. That's my boot. It's gonna stay right there. Because he was like holding on to me.
Wow.
It is crazy. So yeah, for me it's drunk people. I don't know about Tanner, but for me it's really drunk people.
Drunk people get to me. That's a true statement. I haven't really had any like really bad stage experiences with the crowds quite yet.
Yeah.
The only thing from a gig that I really kind of had a pet peeve about is some of the I'm not gonna name places or name people, but just some, like, I'm a fellow security officer. I'm a security man myself. But some of these people take it way too far.
Yeah.
And to the point where they're like, I'm just trying to unload gear and they're yelling in my face, no more gear inside the stand. I'm like, I'm taking it out. Like, it's leaving.
Yeah, I mean, there's certain venues that have like they're very, very like anal about their rule set or whatever, you know. And it can become frustrating when you're just trying to get off stage so the next band can get on. Like you're just trying to be as quick as you can.
But then again, it's not that big of a deal.
No, it's their job. Like I get it.
Yeah, it's their job. I'm not gonna press any further, but yeah.
If you guys had your own writer, what would you want in your dressing room?
Ooh, I actually have a writer.
Oh,
I have a writer written up here. Hang on.
Okay.
I can go into this to see what we want right now, and then I can specify what I would want added to that in a future situation.
Okay.
Where is it? So we have a technical writer and a regular writer, but here's the regular writer. So right now, just a guarded and locked room to keep the gear, parking provided within 1 block of the venue, well-lit room or roomy bathroom with a mirror for makeup and just a good bathroom to be in. A room enough to seat 5 people in preparation for the show. That's like our minimum right now. And then the other things is like water, any form of nut-free snack, energy drinks, food before the show, beer or drink tickets or alcohol of some kind. What I would want added to that, like for me, it would be stupidly specific things. Like I would want, like I'm a Jaeger guy, so like I'd be like, I need a bottle or any type of Jaeger because I have to have a shot of Jaeger before a show.
He needs the peanuts taken out of every single peanut
Dude,
M&M.
oh my god, do you know where the story of the I want all the M&Ms but no green ones or whatever it was comes from?
Oh yeah.
I
Oh,
don't
I
I
don't
don't
know where it comes
I
from.
don't remember the artist, but the point of that story was they did that because they noticed that the venues that actually went through the trouble of taking out the green M&Ms. Like it's such a dumb thing, right? Like why would I take out all the green M&Ms for this artist? Like it makes no difference. But the point they were trying to make was if they put that much detail into something that's stupid, then they knew that all the other bigger things, like this is what we need in the dressing room to do a show good, or this is what we need for the technical writer to be exactly like this. If they put in the effort to make sure the green M&Ms were taken out, they would obviously have put in even more effort to make sure all the big things were exactly as needed. Yeah. So it's sort of a test.
I never thought of it that way.
Yeah, it's the same thing of like why a lot of food critics would critique or judge certain restaurants on like something as simple as their fries. Because if their fries have been taken very well care of and they're very well cooked and they're treated like a full dish, that means that the full dishes are also going to be treated with utmost care and perfection. So it's sort of that test the small thing to see how they react to that, and then all the other bigger things are going to be well treated as well. Yeah, it's a fun little trivia. I don't remember the artist or band that did that, but I know that was the thought process behind it.
And I would say for me, in mine, if I needed anything added, I would say just some Jameson and PBR.
Dude, Tanner, I know what we would need as a band. There's one thing that would, if on tour or something, that would be stupidly helpful, and that would be a shower.
Oh,
because we do the body paint, like a shower would be such a requirement for sure. Yeah. Like just a shower, because the body paint is a nightmare to get off if you don't shower, you know. Yeah, that would be it.
All right, Last Supper scenario. Who would be at your table? You get
Chester
12.
Bennington. Sorry, I know. 12 people. Chester Bennington. I'm not gonna let that go. I mean, I know he's passed away, but like
he still could be there.
Yeah, I'd kill for that. Chester Bennington for me. Let's do every other. Tanner, you go. So I'll do Chester Bennington for me. That's one.
Oh, I would go. Stefan Amell.
Oh, hell yeah. I'd say Chris Cornell.
Okay.
That's 3.
Okay. I will go Corey Taylor.
Oh, hell yeah. He seems like a fun dude too.
Yeah.
Oh, Joey Jordison, because I used to be so inspired by him.
I got 2. I mean, why is this so hard right now?
I know it is. When you're put on the spot like this, it's hard.
I'm trying to save my parents and my family for last.
Oh yeah, fair. Yeah, no, I feel that.
So if I,
it could be a cartoon character. It doesn't matter. You could have Tweety Bird. It doesn't matter.
Ed, and Eddie.
Ed, and Eddie.
Okay.
I'd say last one before I go into family too. I would say Rick from Rick and Morty, because like that would be anything you would want at a party would be accommodated. Just portal to another reality. Like, oh, you guys want beer that tastes like candy from your childhood? Yeah, sure. Here you go. That'd be great. Last 3, Tanner.
I would go. Jim Carrey.
Yeah. My granddad, because he passed away before I was born, but I've always had such a huge respect for him. So.
And then I think my mom, both my moms, both my dads, both my brothers. Damn it! I don't have room for my sister and her 2 kids. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, sis and 2 kids.
We'll,
Oh wait,
we'll put them at the kitty table. It's fine.
Exactly.
They'll be at the
Sweet,
kitty
man.
table.
Yeah, it's
Cool.
great.
Okay.
Cool.
Can't leave family out.
No,
They're at the kitty table.
Yeah, exactly. No.
yeah.
So if you were on a desert island, you could pick 5 CDs to bring. What would they be?
Oh, Meteora by Linkin Park.
Yeah, that
Easily.
would be one. Diary of Jane by Breaking Renderman.
That's
Or
on
Phobia.
Yeah, that's on Phobia, right? Yeah.
Sorry.
So
I don't
Phobia,
know why.
Meteora.
Yeah.
There's a
Phobia,
tenor. We're stranded on an island together. We have Meteora and Phobia.
Yeah.
What other 3 albums do we have together? We only brought 5 for the both of us. What do we have?
I mean,
I fully agree with you on those 2.
I'm always gonna be in Ice Nine Kills.
But
Silver
which one do you pick? But which one?
Oh, the first one.
The first one, yeah, okay. So
Yeah.
Silver Screams. I would put in Trauma by I Prevail, because like that's such a good album.
Yeah.
Last one's on you, bro.
Oh, let's see here.
God, I gotta lower my light. That's a little better.
No, I can't think of one right now.
Then I would do one sec. I think you're gonna like this. I'm just blanking on the name completely. I would do Ashes of the Wake by Lamb of God.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be good.
Yeah.
That would be good.
So who do you feel is a CD band?
Hey, what?
A CD band, like horrible stage show, but good on CD.
Good on CD, horrible on stage.
Ooh, that's a hard one, because it's like, I mean, the first one that comes to mind is one when I was a kid, because they didn't really do live shows, and it was the first album I ever bought was a band called Yellow, not with a W, but Yello. And if you ever watched The Simpsons, the Duffman's theme song, the Oh Yeah theme song is by Yellow.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. But they were, at the time, they were so electronically produced in terms of their vocals and stuff that they just didn't do live shows, because they couldn't find a way to viably do it without it, just being playback.
Yeah.
I would say Yellow, because again, their album songs are so good, but they never even did live shows, because they at the time realized they couldn't. There was no way for them to do it live. And then other than that, like, I'd say all the bands that I'm into a lot, I am into because they manage to pull off live shows really well, despite their music being like really technical or hard. What about you, Tanner? Do you have any idea?
I mean, I would say, well, yeah, I was kind of disappointed in Beartooth's live performance.
For me, I had the same reaction the first time I saw Of Mice and Men, but I also saw them right after they lost their singer or screamer or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't them being bad. The problem was that I saw them together with In This Moment and Avatar on a bill. And I mean, both In This Moment and Avatar are such theatrical and big stage spectacle bands. And Of Mice and Men are not. they're just very technically good and their songs are really good, but they're not this like big costume changes and crazy stage antics. And when I saw them, it went from Avatar opening the show with the singer literally coming on the show through a magic trick of being revealed behind a curtain and their whole clown circus ordeal, and then into Of Mice and Men, which was literally two guitar players and a bass player all doing some vocal work, so they were all tied to their mics, and then into In This Moment that has 6 costume changes through one show.
Yep.
So it was the fact that they were paired with the wrong band. Like paired with other bands, they would have done great. They would have killed it. But paired with those two bands, it didn't work out. It just made the show feel like, oh my god, theatrics, everything looks so cool, to what is going on, to oh my god, the theatrics. Like it was a bit of a dip.
I will say I might change mine up. Judas Priest.
Oh, in the later years, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, in the later years, because I saw them live twice. Back in 2014, 2015.
Yeah,
I think so. And I mean, they had like the pyrotechnics. They had Rob come out on a motorcycle and everything.
of course.
And he got off the motorcycle and he just stood in one spot, singing the entire time.
Yeah.
Did not move.
Yeah.
One bit. And the other players didn't even move that much as well. So I was like, yeah, cool, you got fireworks and a motorcycle, but you're really just standing there in one spot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, speaking of fireworks and everything, why would you... I went to a show and it was broad daylight. Why would you waste the flames and everything else?
I think that's mainly due to when it is broad daylight, a lot of bands who do that, like play festivals or they pass through a broad daylight show on a tour. I think it's simply down to logistics that their live show is set up in a way where this is the live show. And if you then play a tour where you play, 10 indoor venues and one outdoor venue, the outdoor venue is just going to get the same show because it's just all set up and ready to go. And in my personal opinion, flames look cool no matter the time of day. I'm more so issue with really intense blackouts during an outdoor show, because that doesn't work. If you black out the stage and turn off all the lights during an outdoor day show, nothing happens. It doesn't change anything. Flames still look cool, but I get the problem. But I think it's more so a logistical of bands making sort of a blanket plan for how the live show is going to look no matter where they're playing, and then they happen to get booked for an outdoor festival or show or whatever, and it's just too much work to change the programming of the live show for that one show rather than just let it happen and it looks different and doesn't look as cool.
No, I was just wondering because like it's expensive. That's why.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, the guys who do it are probably paid beforehand. Like they're probably paid at contract, so they're most likely are already paid to do it. So not doing it wastes even more money because then you don't have it at all.
Oh, okay.
Rather than having it and be like, oh well, it's not going to be as effective this show, but we already paid for it for the entire tour, so whatever. It would be my theory. I don't know. I don't have any experience in dealing with that kind of contracting, but that's what I would guess. Because I see what you mean. And like for me, speaking of lighting stuff, the one thing that I think is underutilized so much by metal bands, and especially like our band, like a modern metalcore act, is lasers. Like lasers are sick and cool, and I'm so upset that more metal bands aren't using them. The only one I've seen is Godsmack. Godsmack uses a fuck ton of lasers during the live show, and it looks incredible. It looks so cool.
Was it more expensive than...
No, lasers aren't that much more expensive than other lighting gear. It takes more effort because you need to haze the venue. You need to have smoke and haze in the venue for them to look good. It might be more of a practical thing, but it's just like, even with bigger bands, like huge acts like Black Little Brides or Motionless or Ice Nine Kills, I'm like, it could look so cool. Like imagine Ice Nine Kills songs about slashing a victim and stuff, and you have lasers just doing like 6 of them doing an upward red like upward red lasers just like slashing through the air. Like that would be so cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I have a design that I built with Zach Tanner where it's a mic stand with built-in lasers in it along the mic stand that we've talked about doing. And like what I really want is these contacts, they're black light reactives. And black light, these contacts like shine white. Like
Oh,
they
really?
just like glow in the dark paint. Yeah. And I have a design for a mic stand that I want to build that has two really bright blacklight bulbs in the bottom of the mic stand, so we can do a stage blackout, and my face is only lit from underneath with blacklights, which would mainly light my eyes and not my face. So you would just have these two white eyes staring at you from a completely pitch black stage, and that would look incredible. And I think just in general, for me, a lot of modern metalcore acts, they're so focused on the music and everything that sort of the stage and the visual spectacle of a live show falls behind a little bit. And I want it to be I want you to be able to listen to an album and be like, this is a cool band and these songs are great, and then go to a live show and go home and go, holy shit, the live show, like the visual, the stage performance of this, you know, like I want it to be an added experience and not just seeing musicians perform their songs live, because that's not as exciting to me. But that's my opinion. That's just my my thoughts on it. More lasers.
More lasers on top of a shark.
hell yeah, please. Sharks with lasers.
Is there?
Dude, there was a guild. I played World of Warcraft so much back in the day, and the top guild on my server was called Sharks with Lasers Pew Pew. It was great.
Nice.
They were winning everything, and it was incredible. It looked so fun.
If you could pick one of your songs to be in a movie, what movie would it be?
Funny that you would ask. So we actually, one of our songs that we haven't released yet, that we played live a few times, is called Move On. And it actually, there's a movie being filmed sometime later this year or early next year by an indie horror movie producer here in LA who's doing a vampire movie. And our song Move On is going to be played as the end credits song to that movie.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And
that's awesome.
it's not confirmed, but there might be a situation too where one of our songs, most likely Neckbreakers, will be played during the movie as one of the characters listens to, quoting in the script, a up-tempo metal, angry metal song. And I pitched Neckbreakers as what the character would be listening to in that scene.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so it's the classic, like, character has headphones on, listens to something, takes the headphones out, the music sort of dips a little bit.
That's cool.
Yeah, so it's funny you would ask that, because that's literally on the agenda. It's great.
All right, I do this every episode. You could flip it on me now.
Yeah, I wanted to see where the name comes from. Concert Junkies and Rob and John. Because I assume you're one of them.
Yes, I'm Rob.
Yeah, I was going to say, I assume you're Rob. And then what about John?
He's on a little hiatus.
All right. What's the first concert you went to?
Major show or not major show?
The very first one you can remember.
I'm going to have to say Family Values Tour 1998.
All right. 98. 98, I was 5. I was 5.
It was Korn, Limp Bizkit, Ice Cube.
Shit.
It was it was Orgy, and there's somebody else, but I can't think of.
Dude, our friend just took over as the drummer for Orgy for their tours now. Martin Vorez, he's a super tight session drummer.
Nice.
Yeah, he did a tour with them right before the pandemic, and he's on tour with them right now, I think, or just about to start. I don't remember. But he's a super tight session drummer, so it's funny that you mentioned Orgy too.
Yeah, that you could not. What do you call it? If somebody asked me for those tickets, I was not giving them up for anything.
No,
dude, I feel the first time I got Linkin Park tickets, it was 2007, and they were doing their Minutes to Midnight tour through Sweden, and I camped outside in a sleeping bag outside of the venue from 5 a.m. of that day till 8 p.m. when doors opened. Just
Oy.
because, like, I was like, screw this, I'm getting good spots in the crowd. Like, I was barely 15, like I was still 5'3". I was a tiny person, so I was like, the only way I'm getting to the front is by being there from the beginning. Yeah, no, it was crazy. I was gonna ask too if you want me to show you one of our live shows real quick here, because we talked.
Yeah, go ahead.
Earlier. Yeah, let's see if this works. I might, because I'm watching the stream a little bit on. Hang on. All right, so we're gonna do this then. I'm gonna stop my cam, because otherwise it's gonna be super sad. And then we're gonna do this and share screen. Don't show these tips again. Share screen, and then I want to share that one. And now that should be loading for you, Rob, on your end. There we go. All right, that's me drinking water. So this is a little clip of us playing our song "Saved Me" at Bar Sinister in Los Angeles. I hope you can hear it, by the way. Let me know if you can't. No? Okay.
No audio.
Then we're going to fix that real quick. 9.4. Awesome. Pause it right there. And then we're going to stop sharing. Share screen. This one. Share system audio. There we go. Sorry.
All
that's
right.
my bad.
No, we good. You're
All
more
right,
technical you're more technical than I am.
You might hear yourself talking now, so I'm just going to play this right away. Here we go.
That's fine.
All right. This next song is called Save Me. This way, it's just been growing inside me. Now it's showing its cool face again. I do not know how I will stay. I could never run away. This anymore. I need to find out what's
go. That's that. Bam, I'm back.
And you're back.
Yes. Yeah, that's just a little live clip from the last time we played Bar Sinister. We played there a couple of times. It's a amazing venue. I love that place. It's so much fun to play. The crowd is always crazy.
So, what's your favorite music video you've done?
Ooh, we've done 2. I don't know which one I would call my favorite.
I'm
What about
going
you, Tanner?
ashamed
Ashamed?
because I actually sustained head injuries.
Yeah, there's a point in that music video where I pushed Tanner and he straight up clacked his head on a
on the cement.
on a outside patio concrete flooring.
Yep.
So
I think
where
for
was
me, Saved Me is my favorite just because I was buried for that, for real. I was buried in dirt in 40-degree weather in the desert. It was miserable. But it turned out great. But
Yeah.
it was hard when it happened.
So where was that taking place?
Ashamed was filmed at me and Zach, our guitar player. We lived in a place in the valley, and we shot the story part of the music video in our house, and the bands playing, or the members playing their parts in a garage that we blacked out. Our garage that we blacked out with like a lot of black cloth and chains hanging and stuff. 1 second. Come here. Stop it. Dahlia. Hey, shh. Come here. Wow, my dog's going crazy. Sorry about that.
No, that's cool.
Hey.
Dogs are allowed. Children are allowed.
Yeah.
Everybody's allowed.
Hey, Dahlia. Come here. Come here. Come here. You're going to be more chill. Come here. There we go. This one.
Oh.
This little puppy. There you go. Yeah.
Oh.
Do you want to keep barking?
Too
Are you
cute. Too cute.
Yeah, you good? Okay. You can chill in my lap. There you go. So no more barking if you chill up here. And then Saved Me, we shot 2 parts too. One part in there's a dry lake bed here in LA near Palmdale called El Mirage Dry Lake, and it's owned by this like motorsports community. So you only pay per car that you drive on it. So we paid $30 in total for 2 cars to drive on there, and then we just recorded on the dry lake bed. And then the second part we recorded at a photo studio warehouse location in downtown that they rent out for like video shoots, and it just looked industrial and cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and both were shot by the same guys. And the name is Frankie Kerrigan. He's a stupid good video director and producer here in LA. That's done a lot. He does a lot of rap and metal, but he's really fun to work with. He's super chill and super talented.
Yeah.
And for the price, the product for the price is incredible.
If you could write yourself a letter at age 15, what would it say?
Oof. It would start. It would just start with oof, and then that's where mine would start with just. Well, I
Just
think
oof.
the first thing I would say would be, "Don't worry, you're gonna get taller." Because like at 15, I was barely 5'3". Like I was pushing 5'3", and I looked like I was 9. Yeah. I hit
Okay.
puberty way late. So for me, it would be like, dude, you're gonna get taller. You're not gonna look like a kid for your whole life. Give yourself a break. That's probably the main thing at 15 for me. What about you, Tanner?
I would say if I was gonna write a letter to my 15-year-old self, it would say, "Don't sweat it, bro.
Yeah.
You're gonna get through it. There's a lot more of life."
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
If you could send a message to your fans, what would you tell them?
Thank you.
Love you.
Yeah. I think keeping it simple, just like that. Like I would, like we had this fan group. Like when we first started out, we had this thing happen where we had very randomly Instagram page with almost an identical name to ours started liking our posts, and we're like, is this like a copycat? Is this like someone else, another band with the same name? And then we realized that it was called Uncompliant FP. Oh my god, my dog's going crazy. Sorry. Uncompliant FP, and we're like, what does FP stand for? Then we realized there was a fan page, and it was run by these 3 girls from Italy. They were like 16, 17-year-old Black Little Brides fan that found us through looking and sounding similar. And they started just posting fan stuff, and they were super chilling to them. Like before we released our debut EP in 2018, we reached out to them, or sorry, in 2019, we reached out to them and we sent them the whole EP before it was released with music video and everything, just to show that like we noticed like that you guys are super like dedicated and following and really nice. And they sent us back video reactions to every song. And it was incredible. So like just thank you. Like again, like my whole thing is like I want to write a song that can help someone in the same way that music has helped me. And if I can pull that off, then I'm good. So thank you to anyone that appreciates it. Yeah.
If you could change one thing in the music industry, what would it be?
Oh.
Boy.
Did I open a can of worms or?
Yeah, I think today it's a double-edged sword, because I think in today's music industry, back in the day, you know, a label would see an artist with potential and they would back them. They would find them a fan base, they would find them their audience, and they would help them do that. Today with social media and streaming, that's not going to happen. A label wants you to have a ready-built fan base with people who listen to you regularly, who show up to shows regularly.
It's a numbers game.
It is a numbers game, and it's double-edged because it gives more bands the chance, because if you have the know-how and the dedication, you can make it happen. But it also puts more pressure on the bands to do more for themselves before a label or management is willing to step in and help you do it. And it's double-edged in the sense that there's positives and negatives to it. And if there's one thing I would change in the music industry, it would I hope, Tanner, I hope you're with me on this. It's the pay-to-play aspect of live shows and festivals, because I think it is so backwards. And I understand the need of it. I understand why it's there. I understand why it happens. I just think it's really backwards. Like, I really do. Because, like, I don't know if you remember, Tanner, but when we played the I Set My Friends on Fire opening show at 1720, they had an opening band right before them that was on their tour, and they were not in the same genre. They were not even close to in the same crowd engagement or live show, but they were there because they bought themselves on the tour. And I don't vibe with that. I'll do it. Like, I'll do it. I get that it's part of it, but it's a thing that I disagree with for sure. Mm-hmm. And that's also why I want to mention another stream while we're on here, but there's the guys who run Blackcraft Cult have a stream called Space Zebra Show, and they recently got bought up by DWP. And I need to say that like their stream and their whole concept behind that is throwing such a wrench in the whole pay to play, pay to be on big festivals thing. And I love that. I love that they're doing that and taking that to a different level. Like, that's such a good way to use streaming and online presence and stuff as a positive. For sure. Fully behind those guys.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm almost out of my drink.
But if you had to pick, when you said that they didn't bands that are similar but not similar, who would you pick to be on a bill that are somewhat
similar? I'd say, I mean, I think we would fit really well in playing a show with bands like Black Veil Brides or Motionless in White or Ice Nine Kills, like, because they do have that whole very dark goth aesthetic with heavy metalcore riffs and music. So like, I think we would fit really well in with that for sure. Like, I think that would be tight. And I'd love to go on tour with Fate Destroyed if we're talking about a realistic opportunity. Like, I think going on tour with Fate Destroyed would be really fun. We've played with them before. It was a great time. I think we fit really well together as a unit. Yeah, I think that'd be fun.
I'll tag her later. We'll see what I
Yeah.
can do for you.
Yeah.
We
No, I know.
we'll make our own Trinity of Terror tour where it'll be
Oh.
us, Fate Destroyed, and Dianthus.
Oh,
Okay.
dude, that'd be sick.
Okay.
That'd be tight. We played with Dianthus before too.
And
Or
then
even-
I'll put my my Screams of Sirens in there too. I think that would be a really good for
yeah,
for,
dude, it
for
would.
lineup
And I
right
mean,
there.
Francesca and us, like, we go way back. Like, I shot before their last tour, not this one, but their tour before that. I shot their promo photography for their promo for that. It's like Francesca and I are close. She's a super sweet girl. She's a sweetheart.
Yeah, we had her on our
Podcast. Yeah.
on our podcast.
Well, speaking of that, do you want to plug your podcast?
We haven't done it in about a year because we started it up, and then I had a lot of like visa and stupid issues of living situation stuff. But we used to do, and I want to get it going again. The underground metal podcast, I think we call it. I think so. And it was literally just started as a concept of an underground metal band wanting to talk to other underground music podcasts, just an underground artist wanting to talk to other underground artists about what's good about it, what's the struggle, what do you do to handle this, what do you do to handle that, and literally just sharing fans, getting fans in to watch one band talk to another band and sort of spreading the love for that. And one reason it also sort of fell off a little bit is Space Zebra very much took that concept and really perfected it. But I'd still love to do it again. I think it's a good idea. I want to do more live stream stuff in general. I really want to get back into it.
Well, once you do, just send me everything and I'll make sure it goes where it needs to go.
Yeah, for sure, man.
So what was your favorite Saturday morning cartoon?
Oh, for me,
There's
I'd
way too many.
I was gonna say there's way too many, but as a kid, the two that held like the closest to me would be Spider-Man.
Okay.
And I mean, I'm also talking from a Sweden perspective, so like,
Yeah,
it doesn't work the same. But Spider-Man was an early morning one, and Transformers. Like, those were the two for me that like.
Okay.
That's what I did in the morning. Spider-Man or Transformers was my shit.
It was two for me. Ooh. If only two.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
That's what I feel.
Gonna go, man, Rocket Power for one.
Okay.
Rocket Power and oh god. I would say the next thing I watched the most would be Ed, Edd n Eddy.
Yeah, I mean, Ed, Edd n Eddy was great.
Yeah.
I would say Invader Zim too was so good.
Yeah.
So what do you guys have in the works now?
So right now we're in the process of writing and recording a full length, which we're working on, getting some progress on. We're probably releasing a single and music video ahead of that pretty soon. Hopefully within the next like 3 or 4 months is the planned deadline for that. And then, like I mentioned, we have a song that's supposed to be featured in a feature length movie coming out sometime next year. So we're working on that heavily too. Other than that, like, things are opening up finally properly without any signs of what's happened previously, which was, opening up and shutting back down again, and opening up and shutting back down again. This time it looks like things are staying, which makes it easier to book things as a smaller band and not risk, it just falling into nothing. So that's always a risk. That's been a risk the past 2 years of booking something and then being like, and it's canceled. I don't know how many tours I've seen that have been, even Orgy. Speaking of Orgy, they had a full tour booked and now they ended up doing essentially 7 of those shows, but they're like 2 or 3 weeks apart each. Like, they're playing a show in Washington, they're waiting 2 weeks, they're playing a show in in Missouri waiting 3 weeks. Like it's so it's finally opening up to the point that we can start booking and doing that, which is fun.
You think about ever coming to Jersey?
I would love to come to Jersey. I mean,
Oh yeah.
again,
My
I
mom's
moved.
from Jersey. Of course, I'm coming to Jersey.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I mean, dude, for me, like being from Sweden, like I visited New York when I was 12, but I moved to LA in 2017, and so far I've only been to LA, San Francisco, Vegas, and Hawaii. So like I haven't seen a lot of the US, so I'm excited as hell to tour and do that. Like I've never seen a lot of it. So that would be a lot of fun.
What is that one thing on your bucket list that you want to accomplish this year?
This year,
Yeah.
I want to go on tour because this band has not been on a proper tour yet. I want to go on tour this year. That'd be the one thing for me. I don't care where, I don't care how, I don't care with who. Just be on the road. Like that would be finally getting to that. Because again, we got started and got off the ground right before COVID was like, hello. So
Yeah.
we got dead in the tracks because of that. So definitely going on tour would be mine. For surezies. And that's that.
Do you have any advice of somebody coming up in the industry?
I think the best advice I saw was from from Francesca from Fate Destroyed, who pointed out that if you do something that most people would consider a hobby, like music, to most people in the world, doing any kind of music is a hobby. There's a small selection that try to do it as a job. But if you do music and this band thing with a hobbyist energy, you're going to get hobbyist results. But if you do it and treat it with a this is my job and my purpose energy, that's the result you're going to get. So put in the same energy you want to get out of it. If you want to play a big stadium show in front of 10,000 people, you need to put in the energy like that is your goal and that is your priority. If you don't, you're going to get hobby results. And that's fine. If that's what you want, that's super cool. Like if that's what you want to do, go for it. But if you want to be up and coming and get the big results, you got to put in that energy. And don't give up. Don't give up. Takes a while.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good.
I know. I read that and I'm like, that's super accurate.
Yeah.
I love that.
All right, last question of the night.
Yes.
Where can you be followed? And do you have TikTok? Do you have everything?
Not yet, but I'm working on the TikTok because we would kill it on there. We really would. You can find us as Uncompliant Band. One word, everywhere. Instagram, Uncompliant Band. Facebook, Uncompliant Band. Website, uncompliantband.com. YouTube, Uncompliant Band. The only place is Spotify because there you actually get to have your artist name no matter what it is. So there we're just Uncompliant.
Yep.
We're on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, wherever you want to find us, and TikTok. I'm working on that. That's my project for the year, is to do some TikTok blow ups with that. Alongside then, I don't know if you noticed, Tanner, but we have two classmates from MI that did really well on TikTok lately. Arielle, who released her song Cult Leader, got 1.5 million streams and within the first week after it blew up on TikTok before she even released it. Same with I don't remember her name right now, but she goes under the name Scene Queen, and she released an EP under a genre she named herself called Bimbo Core. It's so fun. It's all like pink bimbo imagery and lyrics, but with like metalcore guitars and screaming. She has a song called Pink Rover that's blew up on TikTok, and same thing there.
For some reason, I think I've heard of that.
Yeah, Pink Rover, please let the coward over. Like it's a great song. And if he starts to whistle, put a knife against his boner, I'm like, that's awesome. Like calling out cat calling, that's great. So no, we've had a few friends that have really done well on TikTok. So I really want to get on that for sure. But yeah, Uncompliant band everywhere. Spotify, Uncompliant. Just show us the love and be angry with the world with us. Let me scream about my problems to you, and hopefully you can relate to them.
I just might scream back.
Yeah, right. Perfect. Great. That's what we want to hear.
So I'd like to thank you both for your time, for coming.
Thank you.
This is on all social media, so just share away, and
Yeah, we will.
we'll see where this goes.
That'll be a lot of fun. Thank you so much. This has been great.
Thank you.
You
a lot of
guys
fun.
you guys have a good night, and if you want to come back in 6 months, let me know.
Yeah, man. That'll be
Yeah.
great.
All right.
We'd love to.
Have a great night.
Yeah, you too.